Hello there, thanks very much for stopping by to have a wee look. I've got a small junk journal. Did you get that, Kirsten? It's a wee junk journal, a toty junk journal as we would say in Scotland. It's probably a little smaller than the last one that I did. In terms of size, we're talking, now I really hope you can see it today because the lighting is appalling. It's probably just over 2.5 by almost 4.5. It is made from, it's actually a very thick scrapbooking paper that I have sewn fabric to. So the scrapbooking paper provides the inside lining of the book and the fabric the outside. I'm using a piece of sort of pinkish sari silk, sorry there's threads everywhere, to do the binding. Down there's 2 signatures and I have a wee piece of lace down the centre and some sequins. There's the fabric in the back. You don't see an awful lot of the fabric in the front because I've covered it with an image that came from a library card that I've done. And I have made a little lace rosette with a wee flower in the middle. It's quite similar to some of the flowers that I've seen on Paula Lemon's journals, and we've got some lace, a lace panel at the top and some sequins as well. Okay, so let's get into it. On the inside, that's the scrapbooking paper there. Quite similar again to the last one. It is, I don't know if you'll see it up close, there's little sort of sparkly dots all over it, and it's yellow compared to the last one, which I think was a shade of green. I made it's a tag, an actual just tag that I bought as a tag, and I have sewn some fabric to it a la Amity Bloom and stuck a couple of sequins on it as well. It's part of the journal, but it's not attached to anything. Right, so the images are, most of them you'll have seen before because they're images I've done myself digitally. A wee bit of stamping here in the top. I rounded all the pages in this particular journal. Got butterfly stamping here in the bottom. First tuck spot, used that paper again that is providing the lining of the book. And for journaling, there's these little cards that I've made. I'm sorry about the lighting today, I know it's really pretty poor. I did some stamping in the back to make them look a bit sort of distressed. I don't think you've seen this one before, although again it is one of my, hold on, I'm trying to figure out the way to hold it to let you see it. And you've seen this one before. Okay. So book page here, and it's from a Scottish book just telling you about places in Scotland. The first one of my vellum pages with the horse on it, and I've done the lace along the top again. This is still sort of gypsy-esque, this one. A wee bit of stamping here in the corner, some music. Here I have sewn a piece of fabric to the page itself. So obviously you can't write on this side because it's fabric, but you can write on the other. And another one of my pages, book page here. This is just a 6x6 scrapbooking page that I've used here. I cut down to the right size and rounded the corners again. The colours went quite well. Oh, this is for my friend Gail. Gail, you know who you are. I've done a fancy belly band. You're not the only one who can do fancy belly bands. I can do them too. Gail will know what I'm getting at. I'm talking about Gail Agostinelli. I'm sure you already follow her. I had been joking with her. I'd never done a belly band before, and I did one in one, I think it was the last journal I did. And she promptly in the next journal did an exceptionally fancy one, very intricate. And I thought, right, okay, I can cut too. Well, I can punch out, but so I did that in tribute to our Gail. Right, another one of my wee cards, and a little library card. And this is the little calendar that I did for the last one with the flowers on them. Wee bit stamp in there. All the papers are as usual coffee stained. Oh, another tuck here. One of my cards. Oh, in fact, got quite a few cards here. Wee butterfly one. Another one with flowers and flowers. And there's my pal, Chunky Monkey. His eyes are darting out his head in this. Chunky always likes to be part of the journey. He feels he's got a following. I'm not sure if he's deluded there. I suspect he might be, but you know, if he's happy, who am I? We tag here with a sort of globe on it to signify the travelling of the gypsies. This is a sort of doily. It's completely glued down. It's not a tuck or anything like that. The die itself, I think, was a Marianne die. And I didn't realise when I bought it, but there was also a cutting edge on the inside of it, so effectively you get the intricate outline of the die. You also get this. There is another part of the die that can cut that further, but I thought, well, that's going to just be too awkward to try and stick down, so I left it at that, and I've just stuck it in the page just for a wee bit of decoration. Wee bit of stamping up the top here. I'm really lucky that I'd already bought some very small stamps. Wee photo crayon, that's that scrapbooking paper again, book page, another one of my papers, and that's the other side of that one with the fabric on it, music page, another vellum page here, and that's the gypsy latte. These are both my pages, my papers. Another vellum page here with different lace. It's quite similar to the other lace, but it is actually it's a slightly different colour, and it's a slightly different pattern. Here is a wee bit homage, if you like, to Sue Olsen, the innkeeper. I love Sue's dresses. Sue always, she has such beautiful papers and dresses in her shop on Etsy. I don't know how to do that yet, but I have a die for a dress. So what I did was, one of my images, I just cut round the die and ran round the edge with a wee bit of vintage photo. It's a wee homage to her, if you like. Another one of my wee cards. Oh, wait a minute, no, there's only the two bits of ephemera. Oh no, wait a minute, there's a wee ticket. Little ticket with, I think that's the sun on it. I think there might be another ticket somewhere later on with the moon. And there we go. Oh, different scrapbooking paper here from the same pad, so it matches very well. It's almost as if whoever it was that put it together thought about it. Very small doily, and it is an actual doily, and it fits. It's the only one I've got that fits this. I've got quite a few of them. You know what it's like. You intend to get something to put in a journal, and you end up buying in bulk. So you've got like 800 of the things. Well, slight exaggeration. I've maybe got like 20 odd, but I can't make journals quick enough to use them all up. Another one of my papers. Little music page here, again still got the corners rounded. Little postcard stamp again. Oh, and another one of my new papers. It's a vellum one, and this just says a mother's love, and it's got a picture of a mum and a baby. If I hold it back, you can see the frame on the page below. A tuck spot here. There's the moon ticket. Turn it round the right way so you can see. And a little postcard and another wee card that I've stamped on the top with the word memories. Another one of the doilies cut out here from the paper I used for this, and the other one was from a small Daphne's Diary pad that I got with the last magazine. I don't know. I don't see me buying Daphne's Diary very often because there was no scandal in it, quite frankly. I mean, if we're not going to get gossip out of diary, what's the point in reading it? Music paper, wee bit stamping, the other side of my vellum page, which says love and affection, and it's got two kiddies with a wee sly kiss. Wee bit stamping. And I think I've managed to stick two papers together. Bear with me. Right, that's okay. No damage done. Book page, and I've just put some vintage stamps on here. I think it's from Austria, Belgium and France. I nearly said French. France. Vellum page there. With that girl that appears in the thingy. Is she the one? No, she's not the one in the front. She's on one of the library cards somewhere. Oh, there she is again. And at the back I have included a little poem that came from the, I can't even remember what it's called. Is it the Victorian Ladies Handbook? It's obviously whoever the predecessor Edith Holden was, although chances are they cashed in this once Edith Holden became very popular. And it's got a couple of nice wee poems and attractive text, and I just thought it was quite nice to include it. So that's the wee book for you. I did this one, sorry socks, I'm blooming nuisance for wee threads. I did this one actually with someone in mind, someone who had recently bought something from my shop and she'd commented on my journals and she missed out on the last one, so I did this and I'm giving her the first shout. If she's not interested, then I will list it on my Etsy, but failing that, that'll be away to its home. So keep your eyes peeled for the next one, which I would quite like to do something just a little bit bigger than the micro minis. And I really want to do one on the sort of 40s/50s and film stars. But having said that, there's a good chance I'll still do more vintage stuff before I get round to that one. So keep your eyes peeled, and I'll bring you another one in the future. Thanks very much for your time today. Thanks for any likes, subscribing and comments. I'll get back to you, and if there's any advice you can give me on things, please do. I'm only too happy to take some advice and criticism. Sorry about the lighting today, but it's a really horrible dreich day here in Hamilton. Dreich is Scots for very grey and dingy. So anyway, thanks very much, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye guys, bye.